How has the first few practices with Nebraska been for you?
Fun. Yeah.
What if anything, has kind of stood out for you? You switched teams here this off season. You know, new teammates, new coaches, all of it. What's kind of stood out the most for you as you've gone through this?
I don't know the weather. I mean,
It's not great.
the fact that Georgia we practice around 3:30 in the hot old sun, and around here we practice at 6, 7, 8 in the cold weather. So like this elements adjusting. It's football at the end of the day.
Why did you kind of? I think you've been asked this before, but why Nebraska? What did you like about this place, and why did you want to be here?
I mean, there's no concrete answer on why Nebraska, but I understood that Nebraska is a team that's fighting to make another impact on the college football world, and I feel like I have the skills and like everything about me that can help this team do that. You know what I mean? So like, Coach Rule got a dream, I got a dream as well. So I always want to win games and have an impact on this team as much as the college football world.
Mentioned you have a dream. What is your dream?
My dream is to build generational wealth at the end of the day. But at the same token, my another dream of mine is just also fulfilling my childhood dream is to be the football player I always knew I can be. You know what I mean? So if that's playing linebacker at University of Nebraska, that's playing linebacker at University of Nebraska. So.
How's the transition to kind of Tony White's defense been for you?
Oh, it's been fun. Like that's the main reason why I said practice has been fun because just see ball, get ball. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. Like he don't really want you sitting there reading or having your mind working those gears. He actually wants you to be a good athlete, and play football. But of course, you got to be in your technique. Of course, you got to know your assignments. At the end of the day, once those two pack down, just go be an athlete and play ball, have fun. And that's what I've been doing lately.
How would you describe kind of that defense, that style?
Fast. That's how I describe it. It's fast. There's a lot of speedsters on the field. That's what a 3-3-5 gives us. A lot of guys that can move around fast. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we got those big guys up front, but we also got fast guys on the edges and fast guys on the back end. So, like, this college game is starting to come to a run PO world and everything like that. So, like, we got to play those and adjust to the game. And I think the 3-3-5 gives us the best chance to do that.
How does that play to what you think your strengths are, to your skill set to play in that kind of a system?
I mean, like I've been working on my pass rush for the last 3 years, and I'm now feeling like I'm actually tapping into my potential, and so like it plays to that strength most definitely. As soon as we stop first down, as soon as we stop second down, now's the time for me to pin my ears back and get the quarterback. So like that's how I really been playing into my game.
How much? There's a lot. It looks like there's a lot of different options and angles to bring players from in that front seven, front six. So how do you do a lot of moving around where you have a hand in the ground and you go back to a second level, or how much versatility is there in the role they're asking of you?
I mean, it's a lot of versatility, but at the same token, heavy head wears the crown. I mean, ain't nothing too much that none of the jacks in that room can't handle. You know what I mean? As I said in the previous question, you just gotta know your assignment, execute that assignment. As soon as you do that, just go ahead and be an athlete. So ain't not too much gears grinding up there.
Who else is in your position doing what you just explained?
You got Jamari Butler, Maverick Noonan, Dem Corva, and that's really in Buddha too. You know what I mean? Me and Jamar, and we've been having a great balling, honestly. That's somebody I know that we can compliment each other when it comes to pass rushes and everything like that. We often come to the sidelines and talking about what we saw in the previous play or what we did in the previous play. Or like even today we ran a certain package where we were both on the field. We can look at each other on the same time. It's like, hey, did you win or did you know what I mean? And we can nod our head and shake our head, but it's just that competitive advantage between the both of us. It's like if we want to make this team great, we know that kind of rests on our shoulders. So, like, every great team needs a pass rush, and we feel like we can bring that to us.
How did you grow in the 3 years that you were at Georgia, playing with the players that you played?
I mean, like, I got $1 million friends. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, yeah, that too. But, like, yeah, I got $1 million friends. And then what I mean by that is, like, I've seen a lot of guys that I call my brother to this day that that grind and work hard in my position or other positions similar to mine to be where they at now right now. So like just watching them, learning from them, asking them questions, doing stuff like that. The same thing I do here when I feel like I did a play and I can run off to the side like, hey, did you watch it? Did you see it? What's something you critique me on? Same thing I did over there with my big bros here. But I guess now I'm the bigger brother. So
That's obviously the standard right now in college football. So having lived in that, what do you take from that experience and feel like you can bring here and help guys understand that?
The discipline aspect of it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, Coach Kirby, he would get on you behind real quick if you didn't do your assignment or do your job. Not saying they wouldn't do it here, but that was just ingrained. It's like a little worm in my brain right now. So I just try to make sure I'm conscientious of my work effort and everything I do, and try to make sure I do every single step right. You know, not to the point where I'm robotic, but to the point where I'm able to do my assignment correctly.
So is Coach Knight your primary coach, or is it Rob?
Coach Rob. But I do like Coach Knight. Tell him I love him. Yeah.
How have you enjoyed working with Coach Rob? And he's a young guy with just in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean that's the only, the scary part about leaving Georgia was like, would I ever find a coaching staff like that again? And that's what I found right here. You know what I mean? Like especially from them stemming down from the NFL coming to here, Coach Rule bringing almost his entire staff here too. I mean that's always been a blessing. And me and Coach Rob, we developed a bond to the point where, yeah, man, like he's my coach, and I'm proud to say that.
Did you feel like you knew that you had that connection with them, like that they were going to be able to fill that role for you before you? I mean, is that part of your decision process, or did you learn that more after you got here?
I learned that more after I got here. I'm not gonna lie, I had high anxiety coming in here. You know what I mean? To the sense where it's like, okay, this is a new chapter in my life. I gotta do what I have to do to make the best of it. But at the same token, those coaches, they helped me guide me through the process and helped me open up to myself to the point where I was comfortable and able to be the guy who I am right now.
So what was it then that if you didn't feel that strongly about them yet until you got here, what was it that made you want to pick this place?
The opportunities that was here. I mean, I'm not trying to be selfish or sound like I'm all about me or anything like that, because I do really want to win games and win bowl games here, to bring a lot of success here in this facility, which is absolutely deserved because by the work ethic of this team. But yes, the opportunities that lied here was pretty convincing for me, and plus Coach Rule himself, that's the main person I talked to when I was visiting here, was Coach Rule. You know what I mean? Like he said this is going to be a system where I can thrive in, and I put my faith in him, and faith at the end of the day, you can't touch it, you can't see it, you can't taste it. It's intangible, but you just got to believe in it. And I'm still doing it, and I'm seeing some pretty good outcomes from it.
You said when you were talking about your guy that you work with coming off the edge, you said it was Borders. That's that you were talking about?
Nah, mainly in the jack position is Jamari Butler.
Jamari Butler, okay. How about with Chief? Are you tight with him? I mean, being a guy coming from the SEC, is there some kinship there?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Funny thing about me and Chief, during the Florida-Georgia game, we went against each other in special teams.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes we joke about it and everything like that, but Chief is my sunlight. I'm not going to lie to you. He's a ball full of energy, So, like, whenever I feel like I don't want to be here today, or like, oh, man, I wish I was still asleep, I would still see Chief bouncing around and smiling. So if he up, I got to be up, so.
Who's the best player you played with at Georgia? Best defender? The one that you respected the most?
I can't tell you that. That whole front seven was nasty. I cannot tell you that. There's like a list. If you ain't gonna put me in that one.